just went into it completely blind. So worth it, let me tell you. As long as it's not bully romance. Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Lauren if you haven't met me yet. It's finally time, guys. Y'all may have noticed I didn't do a reading wrap up last month in June, so I figured what better than to combine the 2 months. We're gonna be doing a huge reading wrap up of both the months June and July in today's video. Now, I say huge, guys. Y'all know I got my new full-time job, right? Post-grad job. Well, I've been in training with this new job, and let me just tell you, whenever I get home from work, my brain is like actually gonna explode. So I've been having a bit of issues with like reading as much as I would like to. My attention span is like over with by the time I get home from work, guys. I'm on a Teams meeting all day, every day, training for my job for weeks. Anyway, so we have 8 books that we're gonna talk about in today's video, but never fear because we do have quite a few good ones in there. Quite a few 5 stars, which I'm super happy about. Although we do have a few misses as well, but you know, it is what it is. But hopefully, I'm really hoping that in August, I can start to pick up my reading a little bit more and get back into the swing of things, because we're a little bit behind on our Goodreads goal. I cannot lie, you guys may or may not have noticed that. Yeah, I had to drop my Goodreads goal from 75 to 60. I'm a slow reader, guys. What can I say? Like, it takes me a long time to read a page. Let me know if you're also the same way. But anyway, let's get on into it, guys. What are we doing? Let's get on into the books I read in June, and then we're gonna move into July. So this is all gonna be kind of chronological. First of all, y'all know as my last reading wrap up, y'all know that I was in the middle of reading The Mistake by Elle Kennedy, the second book in the Off-Campus series. And I ended up reading that one, of course, and I ended up giving it a 3-star overall. Y'all know The Mistake. The first book is called The Deal. The Off-Campus series, it just recently became a TV show. Everyone's been obsessed with it, so that's why I finally decided to pick up this book series. However, let me tell you guys, I unfortunately stopped after reading The Mistake, the second book. Like, maybe I'll go back later and finish the rest of the series. It's just honestly, I feel like not for me. I kind of discovered that, especially even more with the second book. While I do want to read Dean and Allie's story, I don't know, the trope kind of gets me too, so I'm like, I don't really know that I would enjoy it. But yeah, my review here, I said I loved book 1 way more, but still just a fun time. I didn't really like the third act conflict, and it felt like the ending was rushed, but it was enjoyable overall. Yeah, I feel like at my stage in life, my old self, like, I just feel like a little bit aged past the college romances, so maybe that's just on me, but like don't get me wrong, I can appreciate it for the fun time it was. I don't know, even the TV show, like I watched 2 episodes and I was like, you know, nah, not my fave, but more power to you if it's yours. Love that for you. At least I tried it, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, so this one followed, who did this even follow? I've kind of forgot. It just wasn't very memorable to me. Oh yeah, John Logan, and what was the girl's name? Grace. Yeah, the beginning of the book, if y'all know that scene at the very beginning, like, I don't like it whenever there's not really a build-up to the romance and things just kind of happen immediately. That's kind of how it felt for me in this one. And then as well as like the ending, I just did not like the third act conflict. Like, I felt like he didn't really do anything wrong. Maybe that's just me not fully understanding it, but I don't know, I feel like there was a little bit of drama in there for no reason, but like it was just cheesy and like still just enjoyable to read. Like, I didn't hate it or anything, it just wasn't my favorite, if that makes sense. So 3-star for that one. Then guys, after that, I'm looking at my Goodreads here, sorry, but we went into quite literally like the best book I read in such a long time. So y'all know that Sarah J. Maas, as we know, she's my favorite author, and she's coming out with ACOTAR 6 and 7 soon. ACOTAR 6 comes out in October, I think 27th is when it comes out, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think ACOTAR 7 comes out in January of next year, and then after that we're getting an ACOTAR 8 at some point. And that's just crazy to me, because this series, like, oh my gosh, all of her series, I love them. ACOTAR was like the series that got me back into reading after not reading for a long time, other than like Colleen Hoover and that kind of thing. But I just have such an appreciation for her as an author, and like she got me back into fantasy for real, you know what I mean? So I picked up the final book in Crescent City in June, and let me just tell you, I freaking love this book so much. I gave it a 5-star. Now, I know that everyone else didn't really seem to like it as much as me. I don't know why that was. I feel like everyone kind of had built up this big expectation for themselves going into this book of what they thought it was going to be, and then whenever it wasn't actually that, they kind of got disappointed. So me, on the other hand, I didn't look at theories, I didn't look at anything at all. I just went into it completely blind, and let me tell you, that was the best decision, because I love this book! And like the tie-ins with the other series is, that's why I knew before ACOTAR 6 comes out this year, I wanted to finish Crescent City. That was a big priority of mine. As well as I do at some point want to reread ACOTAR, at least the first 3 before. So you gotta get on that one for real. But this one, guys, oh my gosh. This series, if you don't know, is an urban fantasy series. So we're following still a fantasy setting, but like in an urban time period, and like where we have cars, we have high rises. I don't know, this series to me, people complained about it because they thought it was just a random mashup of like every kind of fantastical element. And yes, it was, but I ate that up. Like we had every kind of mythological creature in here, all these different areas. We explored so much in the series, and like, yes, there were times that it was like, okay, the plot is kind of dragging here, but I honestly didn't even care just because of like the time that we're getting to spend with our characters and this found family. Oh my gosh, I love them. I love the found family so much, and I'm gonna miss being in this world for real, but I don't think it's complete. It definitely could be with the way this one ends, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that she's going to continue the series later. So really hoping that happens because I love this book so much, and I love the way all of the Sarah J. Maas's linked together on my shelf. Like truly a work of art, guys. You can't see my ACOTARs, but they're all over there and they look so good. But honestly, there's no more room for the new ACOTARs. Like they fit perfectly on the shelf how they are, so I don't know what we're gonna do there, but we'll see. And it also makes me mad, side note, that the new ACOTARs are gonna be hardback only at first. Because what am I supposed to do? Just not buy them and not read the story? Like, I need to read the story. Like, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and buy the hardbacks. But nothing irritates me more than hardbacks and paperbacks sitting together on the shelf that are in the same series. Like, that just annoys me so much. That's like my situation with Quicksilver. I have the indie cover, first of all, and it's also a paperback. And then this new, completely different cover comes out, and it's only in hardback, and I haven't read it yet because I just need it to be a paperback to be on my shelf. Like, I don't know. Maybe I need to see if it's on Kindle or something at this point because I really felt like I missed out on Brimstone. We're getting on a tangent. Let's get back into it. So let's see. Oh yeah. So that one, if I didn't say, I gave it 5 stars. And then my review says literally incredible. Like, what am I supposed to do with myself now? Exactly. Then guys, after that, we somehow had yet another 5-star read. Back to back, like that's literally unheard of. But honestly, now that I think about it, I might change it to like a 4.5 or a 4.75. Sorry. It's just really hard to be a 5-star in my world. But where's it at? We've got Redeemed by Lauren Asher, the last book, the 4th and final book in the 30 Air series by her. Let me tell you, whenever I was first reading this series, Throttled and Collided, the first 2 books, it wasn't really doing much for me. Like, they were pretty much filler books and not much else. Like, there wasn't much plot, there wasn't pretty much anything memorable about it, but like the way, especially like right in between book 2 and book 3 is where it took a change for the better. Book 3 I enjoyed so much, and then book 4, guys, this book follows Santiago and Chloe. Santiago is the brother of Maya in the first book, and this series right here is a Formula 1 driving romance, okay? So we're following these F1 drivers who are kind of known for being a little bit, you know, full of themselves and arrogant, and like they know they're filthy rich and can do whatever they want with themselves basically and get away with it. And then we have these women who come in here and just literally change their personality for the better. Like, I don't know, these men would do anything for their woman, let me just tell you. And Santiago, oh my gosh, we've got like amazing anxiety rep in here. Chloe is just like the angel he needed to come into his life to pull himself out of this dark space he's gone into and make himself better. Like, the tropes in this book, I love it so much. These characters together are just like a power couple. I see them together forever. Like, what can I say? There's some books I read where I'm like, they're divorced. No, Santiago and Chloe, they are always there for each other. I love them together. Yeah, I don't really want to say too much about what it is because I didn't know anything going in. I didn't really know what all this book entailed, but you'll kind of realize it whenever you read the prologue where it's gonna go. However, I do still recommend reading the books in order just because I'm a type A, like I have to do things in order. Also because you get kind of the different characters from the other books thrown throughout, and that's always just fun to see where they're at and what's going on. But yeah, I will say books 1 and 2 weren't really my favorite. Like maybe a 2.5 or 3-star, 3.5. But the last 2, guys, so worth it, let me tell you. I also hate that my Collided copy is like a different spine. That irritates me to no end, but I honestly cannot find this book anywhere. Like every time I go to Barnes & Noble or anywhere, they never have it in the spine I want. And I ordered it on Amazon, and that's why it came like that, and the rest of them didn't. And I'm gonna crash out even just thinking about it. Like, if y'all saw that book haul, you know. Oh my gosh, guys. So then I felt like I needed to get into another fantasy book after reading that romance. Even though I read Crescent City, I just needed like something else. Because I enjoyed Crescent City so much, I wanted to be back into fantasy, and I was feeling the loss of no more Sarah J. Maas. So I decided to pick up another popular book, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. long. Guys, y'all been screaming at me to read this book, and I finally did it, and it was amazing. I will say I gave it a 4-star just because there was some hard things to read. Like, this is a dark fantasy book, and I don't know that I really realized that whenever I was going in. Like, I knew the last two were, but there was some parts of this, they were pretty gory and pretty hard to read, if we're being honest. Like, it's a war book. The entire series, I'm pretty sure, is set in wartime, and so Miss R.F. Kuang, she's not afraid to show the true and raw brutality of war. So we're following our main character, Rin. She is such a powerful girl. I love her so much. She is growing up in this poor part of the country, and she wants nothing more than to escape that. So she studies as hard as she can and takes what's called the Kuju to go to this military academy and study. There, she learns military arts. That's like pretty much the whole first part. And then we get into the war. Oh my gosh. And I get so attached to the characters and like, there's like also things that have been not resolved, and like we left on an open ending, and I need to get into the second book, but I'm also so nervous because the way this gore and the way everything was described, like it was a little intense, so I feel like I need to give it a little break in between. But this book, guys, so good. I would really recommend it. Straight up fantasy, pretty much no romance or anything like that, so yeah, I'm still bamboozled by the ending. Oh my gosh. Did I say what I gave this? I gave this a 4-star, and I would so recommend it. Like, I wish I could give it a 5, I really do, but it's just there was parts that like I couldn't do it, and that's just my personal preference, like not anything to the book itself, literally my personal preference. Alright guys, so then I was realizing that I needed to read some shorter books if I wanted to continue to chip away at my reading goal, because reading thick ones like Crescent City and the Poppy War and that kind of thing, like I needed to put a few little novellas or something in there to mix it up. So I decided to pick up Death Row by Frida McFadden. This book is literally, how many pages is this? 74 is what it says, and I listened to it on audiobook, and it was pretty good. Like, I was enjoying all of it kind of until the plot twist, and I was a little bit underwhelmed, but I feel like it's just one of those that you can listen to. I think the audiobook was like a little over 2 hours. Just kind of pop it on while you're doing your cleaning or laundry or whatever you're doing, and I feel like it's just a good little thing to read. Yeah, basically we have this condemned murderess, and she is in prison on death row. Everyone is convinced that she murdered her husband, but she is trying to convince everyone that she in fact did not murder her husband. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I just like very easily, like I feel like, I don't even know. I can't really say much, but the ending I was just like, really? I needed a little bit more of a plot twist than that, guys. Come on. It just felt like a cop-out, if we're being honest. So I ended up giving it a 2-star, and then my review says it was quick and fun, but the ending, like, come on now, I wanted more. Yeah, but I also recommend, just for like the fact that it's so short. Then guys, I needed another short one, just another one, because I was enjoying chipping them away. So I picked up The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Stetson. I remember reading this book in high school, just like in class reading, and I didn't really appreciate it for what it was. And so whenever I was watching like short book recommendations on YouTube, I came across it and I was like, what the heck, that's perfect. Because thinking back on the themes, they're so powerful and important. Basically, we're following this woman. It's a historical fiction, kind of like set on true events that would happen back in the day. She is misappropriately diagnosed with hysteria, and this was a common thing that men would do back in the day, apparently, to kind of control women. Like, hello now. Don't get on me about these classics, guys. Like, I'm taking it with what I interpreted it as, okay? But her husband is a doctor and thinks that she needs to kind of be locked away in this solitary confinement almost situation up in the attic of this house, where she's not allowed to do anything other than basically sit there in her thoughts for like, I don't know, was it a month or so? Like, come on now, that would kind of drive a person crazy. And like, she didn't even do anything wrong. He thought she was crazy, I guess. I don't know. How do you think that's gonna fix her? But basically, we're following her journal entries throughout the story, in which we can audibly see this decline into real hysteria that she's facing, being locked in this room by herself. Like, we can see the girl go a little crazy, a little cuckoo, and it's so interesting to be in her head reading that. Just like the different entries, as time goes on, you literally see this decline. Like, you literally see her going crazy. And the whole thing, it's called The Yellow Wallpaper because she's in there in this room with this crazy, intricate yellow wallpaper on the walls, and it's pretty much the only thing she has to look at and ponder while she's in this room. So that's what she's doing, is inspecting this wallpaper, and she's seeing things that aren't there, going crazy. But yeah, just the themes of like feminism, the importance of mental health. Like, it was so interesting and just such an important read, so I would really recommend that one. I ended up giving it a 4-star just because I feel like I can't give it 5 just because, I don't know, like, I don't think it's gonna be that memorable. Like I said, I save my 5s, guys, I really do, but it was so good still, so 4 stars for me. Now, guys, I thought what better to include the 2 books that I'm currently reading. That's right, for some reason, my brain was like, let's pick up 2 books at the same time. That's not like me, let me just tell you. But thankfully, they're 2 different genres, because I don't think I could pick up like 2 fantasies or 2 romances or something. But we've got here a fantasy and a romance, and I'm currently reading both of them, so let's talk about it. First of all, guys, we've got Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. That's right, I finally did it, guys. I finally did it. This book, I'll give you my thoughts as of the moment. Or actually, hold up. Let's talk about what this book is. This is the 5th book in the Boys of Tommen. I've harped on this series. I think everybody should read it, you know, if you're mentally stable and old enough, of course. We follow this group of friends in high school in Ireland in the early 2000s, and all of them are kind of going through traumatic events, either at home or at school, like all of these poor characters. Oh my gosh, like it's so heartbreaking to read about, but what stands out to me is the way they're there for each other throughout these traumatic events. And like, I love a book that's gonna make me emotional. Something about it, like that just, the power of words affecting your brain, like that's so cool to me. Is that not just the coolest thing ever? I love the romances. I love the found family. It is so strong and it's just everything to me. Like I love these characters so much. And I, like honestly, I've realized my favorite book is the character study. And what better than this series right here? Like we have a plot, but the character study, guys, I love it. By far, like this series has been my favorite of like any other book series I could read probably. I don't even know though, because Throne of Glass, it's up there with Throne of Glass, you know what I mean? Yeah, I will say it's my favorite romance series, so take that as you will. However, Taming 7, this book follows Gypsy and Claire, but does it? Like, I don't know. I feel like, okay, because I'm over half. I've read this much. I'm on page 238. Okay, this one's definitely my least favorite so far. However, I'm still eating it up. Like, it feels like a prequel for Lizzie, and I think it's Hugh that she's with from what I'm kind of gathering from this so far. Like, we're really following their drama more than we are Gypsy and Claire. It just kind of feels like a prequel for them. Like, I don't know. We're starting to get into a little bit. Like, we've had kind of one significant interaction with Gypsy and Claire as far as, like, their relationship progression and what they're going through. The prequel was so well written, and I really enjoyed reading. Well, it was traumatic. But like, I just feel like not much has happened. I don't know, but I'm still enjoying it. It's a fun time. But because not much is happening, I did want to go and pick up a second book to read at the same time, just whenever I kind of wanted some more action going on. Because it's kind of like, I don't know, not much plot. Like, we'll go through these different scenes of like them at school, or, you know, oh my gosh, we've rescued this hedgehog and he's now staying in the backyard. Like, I don't know, I need kind of more than that. Like, I need some drama. So I picked up another fantasy to read at the same time, Heavenly Bodies by Rania Rue, guys. I finally picked it up. I know. This is actually crazy to me because this book has been on my TBR since literally December of last year, and it's almost August of the following. Crazy. Like, this is like the oldest book of my TBR as of this point, I think, which is not good. Besides Iron Flame, but we're not gonna talk about that one. My sister bought this one for me, and I feel like it's long overdue. Like, I want to know what this beautiful freaking book is about. Like, look how pretty that is. This is by far like my favorite book cover, and it's a celestial fantasy romance. We're barely in it. Literally, look, I'm this far. I've only read this much, but so far it's pretty good. The writing is a little bit more basic, and so it's easier for me kind of at this point I'm at in life where I can't really have a big attention span. It's easier for me to read, if that makes sense. Why did I word that like that? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, wait, what? I do know what's going on. I don't know what's gonna happen because I didn't look at the plot or anything. Like, I wanted to be surprised. So right now we're following our girl Alara. She has pretty much been kidnapped and taken into enemy territory and told some news of why they kidnapped her. I'm not gonna say why, just because I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. It happens like in the very beginning, obviously. That's all I've read, but I'm pretty sure I already know who the love interest is gonna be. And enemies to lovers, literally my favorite. Hello. As long as it's not bully romance, we're gonna see. But yeah, I will of course keep y'all updated, and hopefully, guys, we're gonna get back into doing like a few more reading vlogs and stuff like that. I've been missing vlogging. I feel like all I've been doing is sit down videos just because I'm working. This weekend, guys, we're gonna try to vlog a little bit. I'm going out of town on Saturday, but hopefully Sunday we can do a little vlog for you guys for next week. But hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing this wrap up. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're new. I film all kinds of different bookish videos here on my channel, and I would love to have you join our community here. But yeah, thanks guys so much for being here. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.